Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So somebody needs to tell President Joe Biden and his budget advisors that no country anywhere in the world throughout history has taxed their way into prosperity. You can't do it. It's a recipe for stagnation. Actually, it's a recipe for stagflation when you combine high taxes with deficit spending and big money creation. This is a left-wing woke budget, to be sure. And it's a budget that emphasizes redistribution of wealth and income without a care in the world about growth or prosperity. It's kind of right out of the socialist playbook. Now, everyone should be equal. Not just equal opportunity at the starting line, but equal outcomes at the finish line. In fact, as reported by the Free Beacon, Biden's budget mentions equity and its derivatives more than 100 times. Now, I wonder if they use the word prosperity in this budget. Bet you not. And you can be sure it wasn't used 100 times. Unfortunately, life isn't like that. We're not all the same height or weight or even the same IQ. It's just the way the Lord made us. Some people run faster. Some people have higher grades. Somebody's going to win the Final Four this weekend. We can't all be equal. It's a lesson the left has never learned. Now, one person who said it very eloquently a very long time ago when I was a young man, that was President Jimmy Carter. In what was probably his finest sentence, and I will quote, July 13th, 1977, quote, "Well, as you know, there are many things in life that are not fair. Wealthy people can afford and poor people can't, but I don't believe the federal government should take action to try to make these opportunities exactly equal, particularly when there's a moral factor involved." Honestly, I think it was the best line of his entire presidency. Some things in life are unfair. As a kid playing tennis, I always wanted to win Wimbledon. In fact, I still do. But unfortunately, there were tens of thousands of people who played better tennis than I ever could. But I digress. So back to Biden's budget. There are, get this, no fewer than 36 tax hikes totaling $2.5 trillion in his budget. 36 tax hikes. And you know what? Every one of them is about punishing success, all in the name of paying their fair share and leveling the playing field and equity. Corporate tax hikes, individual tax hikes, small business tax hikes, wealth and unrealized capital gains, foreign earnings, extra profits, penalties for depreciation, everything to punish investors, businesses, entrepreneurs, wage earners, industries across the board. Literally, if something moves, they tax it. One tax they don't mention, by the way, is the inflation tax. And a new study from Bloomberg Economics estimates that with a 6.4% headline personal consumer expenditures deflator, this year the average U.S. household will have to spend an extra $5,200 or $433 per month compared to last year for the same consumption basket. That is a major tax hike. And by the way, all these tax hikes and deficit spending will only make the inflation tax worse, burdening working folks. But here's what may be my favorite part of the Biden tax attack. Question: what does the Biden White House hate the most in life? Answer: fossil fuels. Sure. And they sure go after them. 11 separate tax hikes on fossil fuels. Repeal expensing, any form of oil recovery, repeal tax credits, passive loss limitations, depletion allowances, amortization of real estate, exploration and development, royalties, oil spill liabilities, all of it. So out of 36 tax hikes, 11 of them affected fossil fuels. Kind of unequal treatment, don't you think, compared to other industries? Wouldn't you say that? It's not equal. It's not equitable. And don't forget, the other taxes on corporations and small businesses and capital gains and all the rest will also affect the fossil fuel industry. You'd have to be nuts to invest in fossil fuels. In fact, if you look down the whole list of 36 tax hikes, I'd say virtually the entire tax hike policy is aimed in one way or another at fossil fuels. Now, I wouldn't really call that fairness, would you? Well, I mean, heck, why don't we signal big tech, social media, electric cars, steel, Walt Disney and all those woke companies? I don't like woke companies. I don't like left-wing social policy. But I'm not going to use the tax code to express my personal feelings. Forget about some NATO LNG task force rescue mission. The Biden White House hadn't changed its attitude towards fossil fuels one bit. All in the name of equity, really. Remember Art Laffer? Tax something more, you get less of it. Somebody ought to email that to the White House. Save America. Kill the bill. Pray the cavalry comes soon.